What? Tina here? Is that Tina?
No, Tina and Amy.
Yeah.
I believe Chrissy had to go somewhere.
Oh, okay. Ready? We'll say the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Tom, you want to call a roll?
Well, you want to open the meeting?
Huh?
Open the meeting.
Oh. We open the meeting for April the 8th, 2024.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker? Yes. Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
All right. Somebody approve the minutes?
There's 3 of them.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes dated March 25th, 2024 as written.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker? Yes.
I will make a second motion to approve the Morgan Township Board of Trustees special meeting minutes dated March 26th, 2024.
Second. Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker? Yes. Mr. Huff?
Yes.
And our third motion is to approve the Morgan Township Board of Trustees special meeting minutes dated March 27th, 2024 as written.
Second. Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker? Yes. Mr. Huff?
Yes. Somebody, need somebody to approve the warrants?
I'll make a motion to approve the payment listing from 3/26/2024 to 4/8/2024, payment number 261-2024 through 308-2024, warrant number 12580 through 12597, for a total of $145,259.05.
Second.
Mr. Brucker, yes. Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
All right.
I guess we'll go to the fire department.
Yeah.
Mark?
We got Jason Cook.
Huh?
Jason Cook.
He ain't here.
No.
You look up?
The fire chief report in March, the fire department made 55 emergency responses. Fire were 11 calls and EMS were 44. We have reviewed all members' driving records and there are no concerns. We need approval to accept the resignation of Lieutenant Tony Schroyer and Molly Codman from the fire department employment.
We'll have to do those individually. So I'll make a motion to accept the resignation of Tony Schroyer.
I'll second, but I do have some questions on that. Did we have a chance to interview Schroyer before he left, or did we? I know our policy had been kind of to try to bring those.
I know.
Or have you?
I have not. I know Assistant Chief Griffith met him and talked with him when he was up there cleaning out his locker and that. So
we got good intel on what. Okay. We have a second on the floor.
Mr. Brucker, yes. Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to accept the resignation of Molly Codman from the fire department.
Second.
Mr. Brucker, yes. Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
She was going back to school.
Okay.
That's what her...
Okay, very good. Hey, Jason, one other question too, just so I jump in as we got you. Did you respond to the fire down in Ross?
I did not. It was that was the day after my shift, so that would have been Lieutenant Brittany Irwin.
Do you know anything what caught?
I think it was arson. I think the guy set 3 fires, one in Ross, one in Crosby, and then he was on his way to Trenton.
Did anything burn up down in Ross beside
I believe was it a
trailer?
Trailer. Yeah.
There was a camper. He set a camper on fire, and then that in turn caught the barn on fire, and the barn was a total loss also.
Did you respond to that? Okay.
He retired. He's no longer on the fire department.
Well, he's in active reserve. That's
Where
what
was
I
that
call it.
exactly at?
Behind Angela's Pizza.
I'd seen it going up 2 or 3 times, so it kept firing back up, or what?
I would assume so. That's been my recollection.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Jason.
The Assistant Fire Chief, he has nothing to report. Purchase order request, there's nothing to report. And the executive session for fire department matters, there's none requested, so.
Excellent.
Okay. Is that it? And then, is that it, Jeff? Yes, sir. Okay. Is anybody, Jeff, you know anybody?
I have
report on
tried.
the-
Yeah, I have tried to reach out and contact
Okay,
the contractors to get a date, and I have not heard anything
okay.
to this point.
So nothing to report.
Now, they did say weather dependent. We haven't had, it's
Right,
pretty muddy out
and
there.
looking out, it looks like for the next 2 weeks, we're gonna be spotty on rain, so I'd say at least another 2 weeks.
Okay. All right, let's go to the road department, Rob.
My report first, if we, 1 second here, let me get it turned on. On my road report here, we finished trimming all trees. We did Howard's Creek, Race Lane, Howard, Chapel Road, Weaver Road, and some on Northwind Road. We are doing a road culvert on Northwind Road tomorrow and Wednesday. So Northwind Road will be closed tomorrow evening. It'll be open till about 9 tomorrow. Then it'll be closed tomorrow evening and hopefully have it back open Wednesday.
What are you
But
doing over there?
replacing the culvert that's rusted out.
Where by, is it by Schulte's there, or the
No,
other
it's
end?
up by Mrs. Cress's place,
Oh,
where
okay.
Delbert
Top of the
Cress's
hill.
farm is there.
Okay.
It's up there. And then we have a burial in Scipio Cemetery tomorrow, which Mark and Sean are up at Scipio with the new machine, the new mini hoe that we got. They're up there digging that grave, so trying to get that all together. That way we can move over to Northwind tomorrow, and then we'll go back tomorrow afternoon and close the grave back up when they're done with the funeral.
How did we do before?
We had our backhoe,
Yeah, just use tobacco?
yeah.
Okay.
But this one here it's just gonna work a lot better because you won't have to, number one, the machine is not gonna make imprints in the ground when you put your outriggers out because it's on rubber tracks, and it could do a complete 360 and dump the dirt behind you. But today is gonna be pretty easy for them because the machine can sit on the driveway and the truck sits on the driveway because the grave is right next
Right
to the
there,
drive, so
Okay.
it worked out pretty
Who
good.
is the people by chance? Do we know? The old people?
Yeah, she was 99 years old. She grew up in Scipio. The Callahan family is who she's related to. So,
Dewey?
that's some of it.
Yeah. Because they had one of the latest ones out there, didn't they? Callahan?
There's been a couple here in the last couple of years, but
Yeah.
it's either Day or Callahan, which they're all related. So
Okay, yeah, right.
because yeah,
She was 99.
we
huh?
went Ardell Redmond was her name, but she has several other relatives that are right there by her. She's being
Yeah.
buried next to John Hart, which is her second husband.
Uh-huh.
But she outlived all of her husbands. She had 3 of them, and she outlived all of them. So,
I guess.
so,
Wow.
but anyway, we're burying her tomorrow. And then
Hey, like, just a quick question. When we had the Zankert funeral, I know that there were some questions about acquiring a little more property for the cemetery. Did that get worked through, and did we get that property redesignated as cemetery property?
I have not got that taken care of yet. I'm working on it, it's just waiting for a call back from the state, but there is a lot there that that if we get approval for and stuff, that we could sell to the Zankert family right next to where Trevor is buried, because he's buried on the Moorhead family plot, which his mother was a Moorhead, so that's how he got to be buried there. And but just his father was wanting to have something, so him and the rest of his family can be buried close to him there when something happens.
Okay, all right.
So we're still working on that, but I don't have it ready to bring to say, this is what we want to sell this for, whatever. I have to get all this stuff together, so.
Okay. Thanks, Rob.
Which I have several phone calls in, just wait for an answer, so. The last thing is I'd like a PO for $1,858 for a 36-inch smooth edge ditching bucket for the new mini hoe.
So moved.
Second. It didn't come with it. It was an
No.
attachment we had to
Yeah,
purchase.
we
We
had-
knew we
we
were
got
gonna,
two buckets
we knew we
with
were
the
gonna
machine.
buy it, but
We got 2 buckets with the machine, but they were both digging buckets. One was for digging a grave, as they call it, a cemetery bucket, and then the other was a regular excavation bucket and they had teeth on it. And I was wanting a smooth edge bucket for like doing ditching and cleanup work. And the dealer wanted $2,400, and I got this one from USA Attachments in King, North Carolina, for $1,858. That includes shipping, so.
Yeah, that's a pretty good price.
Yeah.
second. Well, let me read it first. It's a PO for the ditching bucket for the mini hoe, the amount of $1,858 to USA Attachments, King, North Carolina. So I'll second. So Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker, yes. Mr. Huff?
Yes.
That's all I have.
That's it. Okay. Where was I at here? Does anybody know,
And you want to
have the report from Tina? We got it here.
That'll go to the fiscal.
I'll give that to Tina.
Well, I'd like to give my report first, Daryl.
Huh?
I'd like to give my report first, Daryl.
Oh, I did. Okay, I skipped you.
We were saving the best for last.
Oh, you were? Oh, great. Thank you, guys.
But
I
go ahead
appreciate
if you're anxious.
I'm anxious, yeah, I know. All right. The certificates, the line reads through March 25th. Actually, what you have for your certificates is the revenue summary for the first quarter. We brought in revenue of $1,160 based on 9 certificates for the 3 months of January, February, and March. Then you also have, as usual, the current list of certificates that are in progress. As you can see from the blue line down, I got two accessory structures, and we have a brand-new house going up on Sloss Lane. It's over across the railroad tracks. It will go up and be replacing a trailer that will be removed once the house is built, and everything else. Any questions on that or anything to that effect?
None here.
Nope.
None there?
None.
If there's anything else you want to see on this report, let me know, because, I mean, I try to cover everything about it. That way, it limits the number of times I get asked, does this person have a certificate or not? And everything too, so that's what it's there for. The meeting of the zoning commission for April the 3rd was canceled. We didn't have necessarily a quorum going in, so I just went on ahead and canceled it. Had several people on vacation, and then we had spring break in the middle of that here, I think, in that respect, so we didn't do it. We've interviewed 2 of the 3 applicants, and the 3rd applicant is available Thursday of this week. Is there a time that you would like to set?
Can he do a daytime meeting?
That I'm not sure of. I'll have to get back and check then.
That's a bad day for me, but, what time?
I haven't set a time. I was going to.
Well, I
let
just
you-
meet with the seniors at noon, so, I mean, I can
Well,
postpone.
this can be later
Yeah.
later in the afternoon or something.
Now, if you can do a morning.
Later or earlier.
Our morning?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check. I'll have to give him a call. I've also received an application for a variance. The hearing will be either May 9th or May 16th, and that is a Thursday. I will not speak much of the variance right now, because I'm just gathering information but it is in the works. And at this time, the zoning commission seeks your approval of the resolution on solar regulations. You have a sample copy in there. I would like to have some discussion on it, how you felt about it, and then a reading of it, and then either approval, disapproval, or modifications thereof. I'll leave it for you to discuss.
Sure, if you want it, we'll have it for you. I
I've
mean, it's
got a
all public
copy.
information, so
It's
anything
going
you
to be
want.
read right now, okay? Petra, it's going to be read. Do you want me to read it?
It looks like, are we ready to approve this? Is that what we're
Yes.
driving towards?
I'm asking
Okay.
for your approval of
So
it.
I'd say down here, it says.
Yeah, why don't you? Want me to read
Well,
it?
just a question
Go
here.
ahead.
I just want to make sure I understand what we're trying to talk about.
Well, I maybe need to change dates.
It says on March 6th, this is about the last whereas on the first page.
Yeah,
Whereas on March 6, 2024, Morgan Township approved the charter on solar energy, the new definitions and the examples of accessory structures for Article 7.42, sent it for approval by the Morgan Township trustees. So we already have
oh, wait a
a
minute.
stance on the solar panels?
There was a reason for that. The Butler County Planning Commission did, approved it. So we've delayed this so many times, I didn't even check my dates again. Let me pull this back and change the dates and get it correct, okay?
I think I sense you might have, if you want to have a comment concerning this or anything that you're concerned about, you're welcome to voice your opinion.
Well,
You
I'm
wanna-
just concerned, are we gonna be able to continue to get the vote, do we get to have a say in anything?
Well, you can publicly speak to it. It's their decision here, okay?
Well, right now, Dale, the position on the township concerning solar energy, do we have a green light for solar energy less than 50 megawatt?
According to the state, we have control, we have the ability to regulate less than 50 megawatts.
Okay, but I didn't think we had made any decision at this point whether we were pro or con.
We haven't, have we?
No.
No,
Okay, so to answer this young lady's question, we're still in the debate stage. We're still accepting those kind of comments. Okay, Dale, I didn't mean to interrupt
that's
you.
all
Go
right.
ahead.
No, go ahead. So we'll table that for the moment, okay? And the update on Howard's Creek Estates, there really hasn't been any further update. I don't, as I said before, I don't expect that till maybe May or June before it moves any further. If you have any other things for me while I rework that part of this, of the regulations,
Okay. Is that all?
that's all.
All right, keep up the good work.
Give all this to her.
I'll try.
All right. Now we'll go to Tina's report.
Okay, Tina's out, so I will read her report or her request. She needs a motion to approve a supplemental budget for the 2024 revenue and appropriations budget for Fund 2031 in the additional revenue appropriation amount of $800 received from burial fee.
So moved?
Second. Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker? Yes. Mr. Huff?
Yes.
She needs a motion to approve a supplemental budget for the 2024 revenue and appropriations budget for Fund 2903 in the additional revenue appropriation amount of $3,072.46 received from the Ohio Department of Public Safety and the Priority 1 grant.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker, yes. to approve a supplemental budget for the 2024 revenue and appropriations budget for Fund 2111 in the additional revenue appropriation amount of $5,000 received from the sale of the 2012 Ford Escape.
So moved.
So moved.
I got a motion.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Kolb,
Yes.
Mr. Huff,
Yes.
Mr. Brucker, yes. Okay, we need to discuss if the board would like to register a valid objection for the annual renewal of a retail permit with the Division of Liquor Control. They will need a motion resolution for each one they would like to object to and attach legal grounds for the objection. I don't know if
These are all renewals, aren't they?
they're renewals, but it doesn't say.
Which one?
Do you have any objections is what they're asking?
Right, but
Yeah,
it doesn't say specifically, like if we could say,
Which-
ABC Liquor, we want to object to that one. So I guess it's all or none. Do we have any that we
Well, we
want to
need to
object
know,
to?
we need to know what's involved here. How many liquor licenses do we have? Probably at least 4, I would think.
The gas station, the mini mart, Kayetta, and the ballpark are 4 that I know of. Does St. Al's have one for what they have in their basement there?
They sell beer. They would have to have some form of a license.
I would think, but those are the 5 that I'm aware of.
I mean, I don't see any problem. I don't, we
I
have
think
no
that-
objection to, there's nothing new that's come for.
No problem's been
application.
brought up. Right.
Right, yeah. It's up to
So
you. It's
all
up to
she's
you, Tom.
asking is if, do we have any objection to the renewals for the retail permit?
I
for any of
don't
the-
have any objection.
I don't
to it.
All right,
I'll make a motion to
okay.
accept the
Second?
applications as stated.
Mr. Kolb,
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker, yes. A motion to approve a PO to LCNB National Bank for equipment bond installation payment due May 1st, 2024 in the amount of $23,650.75 from Fund 2111, $22,900 in principal and $750.75 in interest.
So,
So moved.
I'll do a second.
Okay. Mr. Huff?
Yeah.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker? Yes.
Is that it for Tina?
Mhm.
All right.
Great report.
Okay, Jeff, do you have
Nothing,
anything?
nothing here.
You're all right? Tom, you have?
I'm good, nope.
Okay. Now, the only thing I got to say is, I was telling Tom that Thursday I went to Morgan School. It was Grandparents' Day, and I went through the grandparents' ceremonies, and I was approached by the principal, Tom Perry, and which I've talked to before, but on this subject, he was questioning me again about the emergency lights for the school zone lighting out in front of Morgan. He said that when we put the lights out there before, it helped considerable.
We put
Yeah.
we put the cameras out there, the
Radar.
radar
Yeah,
signs.
radar signs out there.
Anything he said out there, it helped, but he would like to have the speed signs out there, just like he said, like everybody else. And I know, like you said, the state has purchased all the other ones, they're on highways and stuff. But I wanted to see how much, what kind of money we've got left over in the government fund. And Tina's not here, so.
I don't think we have anything left in the ARPA money.
Yeah.
We dedicated it all to the park.
All of it?
Do we have an idea how much money we're talking about on these,
I'm
something permanent?
Something permanent, I'm thinking around 20,000, I'm thinking.
Are they
forget.
talking electric or solar? Because if we have to run electric out there,
You can go either way, electric or solar.
we're not obligated to do it.
Huh?
We are not obligated
No,
to do
exactly,
it.
no.
Everything that we are obligated to do is up, which we are only obligated to put signs up that say school zone ahead, the school zone, the speed limit is 20 mile an hour when buses are present or children are present in front of the school. And we have everything that we are obligated to put up. The warning lights and stuff are an extra, and it's been discussed before with the county engineer's office. They'll help us to get them installed, however, but you know, that's up to who pays for it. That's up to you guys. I mean, I think that my personal opinion, both the school should foot most of it. They're the ones that's wanting it. I mean, I haven't seen an issue since we had all the parents that were backing up a couple years ago, and they've not had that issue since then. I know Grandparents' Day and stuff, you get a lot of vehicles over there, but it's not like it had been that one year. So I mean,
Yeah, they were
that's
actually,
all up to you guys what you want to do. But
they were actually parked in St. Al's parking lot and then walking down the street, but the lights wouldn't have worked, wouldn't have even been on because it was during school hours.
correct.
So I don't know that would be the issue.
Well, I'd like to, I'd like to just take a look at it and see what we're talking, what dollars and cents and what it would, and talk to the school and see if they're willing to put in anything also, but I don't know about us footing the whole thing, but
Matt Loeffler with the county engineer's office is who we'll need to talk to about this, because he's done it with Lakota schools and Fairfield schools, and I don't know if he's been involved with Ross's or not because they're on state highways, but some of the Lakota and Fairfield, those are on county roads.
so who we're,
Matt Loeffler,
huh?
Matt Loeffler, the traffic engineer with the Butler County Engineer's Office.
So when you talked to Tom Perry, did he want the flashing lights or did he want the speed cameras that we got, the radar cameras?
Well, we never really got that far. He wants something, and
I mean, the radar cameras are a lot cheaper.
And we have them already, so we can put them up again. That's not an issue. We'll put them at either end of the property. So right at the start of the Morgan School property, where it says the school zone is from the northern edge of the property line to the southern edge of the property line, is where you have to be going 20 mile an hour during the designated times. And the designated times are on signs there, what times those are. So, but like up by St. Al's Church is where there's a sign that says school zone ahead that warns you that you're coming up on it. You need to be slowed down to 20 mile an hour by the time you get to the actual zone. And that's where the zone starts, is at either edge of the property line of the school.
Yeah, I'm talking about something permanent though, so, well, you guys care if I look into it, or?
No, go ahead.
No, go
Okay.
ahead.
Then I'll come back with something and we can discuss it again, so.
Okay.
And plus I want to talk to the school, I'll talk to the engineers and see what we're saying. All right, that's all I have. Out of the audiences, we have anything from the audience?
I just have one question.
Could you come up
Can you
to,
come up, yeah, you got, yeah, just.
Jason, can you make sure that the green light's on that camera, or the mic? Thank
I
you.
was just wondering if
Could you state your name and
My name is
address?
Tammy Isles, and I live on 2410 Chapel Road.
Thank you.
All of this. I just wanted to know if the REV renewables are still into play with this solar panel on the Alert New London.
It'd be,
At this time, Rev Renewals is in conference and in speaking with Duke Energy concerning the property. I've had no further updates at this time. If we do approve the regulations that I just talked about, I will be sending them those regulations, but that's as far as I know. The last Ryan Kane told me the last time that it would probably be 2027 before anything was even spoken of as to whether or not something would be done.
Really?
Really.
Wow. Is that the reason why it took so long to hear back from REV renewables from last year? Because it was at a
No,
standstill at the time.
If you go, I gave several updates during this past year when they came through, and everything else. But it was, the last one was in November of this year. I called Mr. Kane at Rev Renewals and we spoke. And at that time, he said they were still in discussion with Duke Energy. And Duke Energy is the connector. It will be, they're going to be doing something like a 20 megawatt farm, and it would be connecting into the Duke lines. Okay, but it's still here. And he said that they were still in conference with Duke, and that can still take another 3 years.
That's interesting.
Isn't it? I mean, they don't,
There are other things that I want to, I'm glad I have a little bit more time, and today is not the day, but there are some things I think the board members need to know about this renewable company. But now's not the day. I'm not completely done with my research yet.
Okay.
The reason why I commented is because there was a standstill from last year. And just a little icing on the cake, an investor, sold their part, and a new investor came in to fund Rev Renewables. And I think everybody needs to know that, because
Okay.
Rev Renewables only came about in 2021, so they're still relatively new.
yeah, there's a
So
lot of.
I just, that's why I wanted to ask about
I
that.
understand, and I understand that.
Yeah.
And one of the other more things that I get most worried about, and we covered it in the back part of the regulations that we're trying to write, and everything else, is the fact that if that did happen and it got completed, somewhere like in Brown County, there was an incident where the solar company came in, built it, and then sold it without telling
Yes.
Brown County that it had been sold. And we've specifically made sure that that's in our
Yes.
regulations.
They're notorious.
They're notorious for doing that.
Right.
And I see where you're coming from on that, because I hadn't even kept up with that part of it, because I just assumed Rev Renewals would.
Well, I don't
But
have-
Mr. Luce could go to anybody. I mean,
I
seriously.
understand that, I do, but it's his land, and there are things that I think that he ought to know.
Well,
But I'm not gonna wait until the next meeting to present this to you. I'm just gonna, stop by and give you my folder, and you look at it.
I'll look at it and then
You can share
present it.
it with these gentlemen, so you don't have to listen to my mouth.
Well, I think further
Okay.
discussion.
You're more than welcome to come if you want to do it. I mean, it might hold more
It would
teeth
help
if
more
you come
weight.
up here.
Yeah, it
Because
would be.
it is on video, people watch it,
Okay.
and you're a concerned citizen.
Sure.
We just,
I
you know,
know, I get it, I get it.
do the motions.
I tend to get mouthy.
no, that's fine. But no,
Okay, but that's good to know that it's still,
It's
I
still,
wanted to put the pieces, it's like, why did it stall? And then I stumbled upon something, well, somebody moved out and somebody moved back in, I'm like,
Okay, yeah,
what's
that's
this
a
gonna
part
turn
that-
into now, so, because
That's
that's what's
Yeah.
been going on all along, like, more than a decade.
that's a part that Mr. Kane didn't tell me. That, of course, he may not have been aware of it at the time we spoke, and it could have just happened. Because he's out of St. Louis, and Rev Renewals is out of Minnesota somewhere. So it's, okay,
LS Power headquarters is in New York,
York, yeah.
but
The Rev Renewals primary was in Minnesota,
Okay.
okay, because the lady who came with him to speak that night too as well was from there. And he was out of St. Louis,
Okay,
okay? But our primary reason for trying to even having regulations is simple, just to be prepared. How do I stand on it? I have to be neutral, okay? I really do. The zoning commission is looking at it. We wrote the regulations to be prepared, okay? and everything else. And it's still up to these gentlemen as to whether they even get approved and whether we allow anything else.
We need something in our resolution, our zoning resolution to address it. If we don't have anything, it's an open slate.
I understand that.
So we have to have something, and the only one that's approached us is the
Okay.
res renewal.
renewal.
Thanks for
So,
letting me know that.
so we're just trying
I'll
to
steam
stay
it.
ahead of the game, because it could be ABC, somebody next time. We just want to make sure that we have everything
Okay.
in a row, that we aren't blindsided.
Okay,
And the one thing you'll notice too, and I'll print you off a copy of what I gave Petra there too, is the fact that that has any approvals, such as if a farmer decided somewhere else here in the township.
exactly.
Exactly.
Right.
It would have to go before the BZA, the Board of Zoning Appeals, and before the zoning commission, because the piece of the property that you might be using would have to be changed to an M1 designation. Okay, so there's two ways that it could be stopped necessarily, through the Board of Zoning Appeals for it to be approved, to even use the land that way, okay?
Right.
Or a zoning change.
County, or is that through us?
It's through us, okay, we have control with those regulations, that's our control, okay?
As long as they're under that margin of
Under 50 megawatts, right, and more than 10. Okay, because some of the housing, okay, there are at least 12 pieces of property that have solar arrays on their rooftops here in Morgan Township. Well, no, I mean, I'm just commenting that solar is here in the
It
township.
is.
And we made it an accessory structure for the house, okay? And everything else. And they have to follow the state ordinances in terms of what a solar array is for the rooftops. I mean, it's out of our jurisdiction there. They also have to go to the county to get permits to even put it up too as well. Okay?
That's all I wanted to know, if it was still that.
Well, I mean, I go by their decision as well. I mean, it's not me forcing this on anybody, okay? It's just, as Tom said, we're just being prepared,
Okay.
all right?
Thank you, gentlemen, for listening.
Thank you.
Okay. We have nothing else from the audience? I have a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Oh, Mr.
I
Huff,
guess, yes.
Mr. Kolb,
Yes.
Mr. Brucker, yes, we are adjourned at 10:37 a.m.
Yes. 10 what?
37.
That was a quick one.